Welcome back now to the Civil Defence headquarters here in Christchurch, and I'm joined now by Gary Bromwell, and a man who's probably been to more natural disasters than I have, actually. How does this compare to some of the other places you've been?
Well, I've been to one earthquake before. It's very similar, but the key thing, you still have the trauma. That's one of the major things you see at any disaster and the effects that it has. But this is well organised, and I think the work's moving forward to help the people quite effectively.
Tell me about your work. What do you actually do?
Well, we'll basically do anything. I'm from Scientology International Disaster Relief Group, and myself personally, I'm a trauma and stress specialist. So when I go to these areas, like I say, we'll do anything, but we're specialists in actually helping the victims come out of the trauma and back into the present so they can start to rebuild their lives and move on.
And what have you noticed of the people you've been helping here?
It's like in the other areas where we go. When the techniques are actually used, they start to brighten up, they come out of it, they're feeling a lot better, and they can move on.
Now, you're from Perth?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Australia, a bit like New Zealand, we're quite a stoic bunch, aren't we? Sometimes
right.
It's very difficult for us to admit that actually there's something wrong, or that we are stressed.
Yeah, very true, very true. But one important thing in this sort of situation is to actually communicate with your fellows, and when there is a disaster like this, the person will get stuck at that point in time, and there's some very simple things that the people can do to start to extrovert themselves. One of our simple techniques that we use is called a locational, and it's simply working with another person, and you just ask them, you just say, okay, look at that light, and then thank you, look at that tree, and what it does is it pulls their attention out, back into the present from the shock, and they do much better as a result of that.
And so how does it manifest itself in them becoming less stressed? I mean, what are you seeing when you do that?
Well, depending on the degree of trauma, sometimes you've probably seen it in the areas where you've been, sometimes the person is that sort of stuck. It's like almost the lights have turned out in their eyes. It's like there's no one home. So as you're doing this procedure and you're getting them more back in touch with the present, they start to see more life return, they become brighter, they definitely start to relax. And often in these areas people have a lot of trouble sleeping. And sleep is really key. So if you can get the person to come back into the present and relax more, sleep starts to kick in, and then they start to recover with that as well.
And you've got a phone number too for if people want to be trained in these techniques?
Yes, definitely, definitely. The one in Auckland is 022 066 9176. That's, sorry, in Christchurch. That's the Christchurch number. And the Auckland head office is 0957 45 170. Now, if people want to find out more about the actual techniques, they can go to our website, which is www.volunteerministers.org, and they can locate information there on it.
Gary, thanks for your time this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.